Sorry, we don't have a recorder. Very important. Call to order the meeting of the Harrison School District 2 Board of Education for September 20th, 2016. Madam Secretary, would you call the roll?
Ms. Gonzalez?
Here.
Ms. Lee? Here. Mrs. Longmire?
Mrs. Longmire is excused tonight,
Mr. Siebert?
and Mr. Siebert is also excused tonight.
Mrs. Torres?
Here. We have a quorum, but that's about it. So, I'd like to thank you all for joining us this evening. Members of the public who are here that would like to address the board on any topic related to board work, please sign the roster in the back of the room before 6:30 p.m. And so we have some students here from Monterey Elementary School to deliver the Pledge of Allegiance, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and to read our mission statement tonight. So we have the names of the students that we have here tonight are Emmanuel Sanchez, Christopher Trujillo, Ariana Berger, and Shatera Roebuck. So come on up. We're so happy that you're here. And you can lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job. Thank you all. And then do we have a student who can read our mission statement for us? Have they?
Graduate college and career-ready students with the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and behaviors to personally succeed and contribute to the common good. Great job.
Thank you all. All your practice paid off. So we have certificates for the students who are here, and we have somebody. Is there somebody who can take a photograph of us? So who's good to? And I don't know which of those 4 students are not here. Oh, there's Christine. Thank you. Thank you, students, and thank you, parents, for bringing your students here. They're the reason that we all are here to do this sort of stuff. So it is so great to see you all here with us. So thank you. With that, item 2 on our agenda is to adopt the agenda. So if you've all had an opportunity to review the agenda, I would entertain a motion to approve it as stated.
I move to approve the agenda as stated. I second.
So we have just enough people to move in second. Mrs. Torres moved and Ms. Lee seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Nope. Motion carries. So moving on to item number 3, showcasing schools. We have our Monterey Elementary School representatives here tonight. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President, Board, Dr. Spencer. We're here tonight to talk about Monterey and give a little snippet about the great things that are going on in our building and all the hard work that our students are doing, our staff, as well as all of our support staff. This is the new Mission Possible, so we included that slide, but I'll let everyone just take a moment to read that. The district vision, of course, is our vision to become the best school district in America. The district goals.
I'm going to read to you.
Our BLT got together in the spring after being together for some months, and we created our Monterey mission. And our Monterey mission statement is building a foundation for students to grow and achieve. Our problem of practice, which we will be presenting to some of our colleagues tomorrow, is to ensure that by using the gradual release model, teachers are focused on the guided practice, allowing students to demonstrate their understanding of content, demonstrate ability to complete tasks, or practice skills within context. So we're really looking forward to getting feedback from our colleagues as we go through instructional rounds tomorrow. Our value promise statement we thought was also very important to include, because when we first came together as a team last year and meeting with staff, what could we promise our parents? And we came up with this statement that Monterey is a welcoming atmosphere where parents are listened to with a commitment to students. And that is really something that guides every action that we take, because our parents, they entrust us with their building and with their children. So we want to make sure that they're always listened to. Some background information about Monterey. We currently have an enrollment of 415. I think that went up to 417 as of today. We're 91% free and reduced lunch. We are also the CLDE center base for the district. So students that come in and do not speak English are given they have the option to send them to Monterey to get the additional English language support. So we currently have 107 students that are in our center-based classrooms. And then we have 74 CLD students that are not within the center base. So those are the LEPs, a little higher English language learners. So we have a large population that are serviced with CLDE. We have 17 special education students. Our demographics there, you can see that primarily we're Hispanic with 64%, 10% Black, 16% white, and 10% represented as other. So we were on a journey that we began last year, and I'm going to click through these slides kind of quickly, but we were able to make some very modest gains, but nonetheless, they are gains, and we are very proud of those gains that our students and our teachers and all the hard work that we put in were able to make. We know that we have at least laid a foundation, going back to our mission statement, that we'll be building upon. Our students increased in every content area, grades 3 through 5. In every area with the exception of science. So we know that we have some work to do in our area of science. However, with some partnerships that we've created and some opportunities that we're giving our students and that focus with science, we know that's going to be reversed. And Eric will be speaking a little bit to some of the things we're doing with our 5th graders. The embargo was lifted today, so I told everybody we're including this.
I saw that and I thought,
because this is
supposed to be
something
talking
we're
about that.
very proud. We saw that, you saw the modest gains, but we're really excited about the fact that the median growth percentile that was released by the state, to meet it, had to be below 65 but above 50. And we did it. And we're very proud of that fact. So you can see as far as ELA, we were at 61.5. We were really close to exceeding that. And we know that we're going to continue that trend. As well as for math, 55, but we were still met and a little bit above that. So we're going to take that and celebrate it. Also, Access, which is a test given to our English language learner students, is a very important data point for us because it allows us to know how are we growing those students and are we meeting their needs. The federal government, the guideline is you want to be at least 1.0. That you don't want to fall below that. So the 4 domains in which students that are English language learners develop language is through listening, speaking, reading, and writing in that order. If you look at the listening part, you can see that we're able to meet that benchmark of 1.0. The speaking, we exceeded by quite a bit, almost made it in reading, and writing is an area that we need to work on. However, when you look at the overall composite score, we did meet that benchmark. So that's the benchmark. We plan on going up from there. I'm going to turn it over to Erica, and she's going to talk about the partnerships that we've created and that we're fostering at Monterey.
Okay, well, one of our partnerships that we're very proud of is with the Pikes Peak Library District, because, as Kelly said, many of our students, their second language is English, so they are predominantly Spanish speaking, but we have over 7 languages now. But we have a partnership with PPLD where we do adult English learner classes. We do 2 a week in the daytime and in the evening. So it's really given a chance for our parents to begin to learn speaking English. And we've also worked with the Pathway to Citizenship with Pikes Peak Library District. We also have our partnership with the 168 Armored Battalion at Fort Carson. They've been helping us with some of our family events. They brought a
unfortunately, no, we have the recording, so we need the mic. Sorry about that. We can hear you. Don't worry. But we do have the recording, so.
We also are partnering, just like Kelly said, we're trying to do things that will encourage our science scores a bit, since that is the one area where we did not show growth. We have a partnership with Starbase, where students go, our 5th graders go every Monday. They spend the day there, and they are doing STEM activities. So it's really been, they've been twice already, and they come back with a lot of things to say, things that I don't understand, but I think that they are learning a lot of science. So last year, we also had the opportunity to get the SOUL program from Colorado Parks and Wildlife, and that is for our 4th graders. That is a program where we will get to take 3 field trips and have a family night supported by the Parks and Wildlife Department. Those 3 field trips, one of those is an overnight. So we will be going to the Great Sand Dunes and staying at a fort near the Great Sand Dunes.
If you need a board member to come along with you, please, you just let me know.
Call you.
I'm all over it. That sounds fantastic.
We've also partnered with Spring Hill Suites Marriott, where we do some fundraising with them, and they buy art supplies for our art students. This year, it was really fun. They had a food truck. You could go and get the food and just give a donation of whatever, and they had our students' artwork in there, and all those proceeds do go to our art department. And this year, we also wrote a grant with Karen Share. So this summer, we had a summer mobile food pantry. Twice a month in July and in June, Karen Share dropped off food, and we distributed it to the community. We also partnered with Payne Chapel AME Church to help us with volunteers for that. And they came out every other Thursday where our community was served. We served 300 people, and it was for everyone. All they had to do is come, sign up, and they could go through with their food bags. Also, we have our Send Hunger Packing program that we're doing this year, where many of our families, as you saw, 91% free and reduced lunch. Many of our families depend on free breakfast and lunch during the week. So when that is not available on the weekend, we have chosen 20 families, and they take a backpack home every Friday with breakfast in it, lunch in it, and dinner in it. So they have been provided with backpacks that they take home, and those backpacks were also another partnership donated by Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. That's my sorority. I'm going to plug them.
I suspected that was the
But they did
case.
donate the wheelie backpacks that the kids take every week.
Do you need to like sing a song, or is there like a thing that you have to do for your
There's
sorority?
a lot of things.
I
I'll
bet there
hold back
is.
on that. This year also, we have partnered with a car club, the Royal Kings, and they have come in and helped with some family nights and are currently planning a trunk or treat as an alternative to trick or treating in our neighborhood. So they have been very enthusiastic, very good help. And finally, we've also partnered with UCCS this year. They have a program where students will receive their CLDE and SPED credentials upon graduation. So we are giving them the opportunity to come visit Monterey. So everything that they are learning in class, they are seeing in real life. So they come to the school. They've been there twice already. And they visit our CLDE classrooms and then sit down and talk about it. And this is our big deal. We also have a partnership where we are starting a mariachi band. We will be the only mariachi band in the state of Colorado that's elementary, and it will be for students grade 3, 5. And this all happened when last year we asked the mariachi band from Dolores Huerta to come and perform for a family night, and they were interested in partnering with us because they thought they would like to start a mariachi band for elementary school kids. So we are in the process of getting instruments and getting our students, and our music teacher is volunteering her time to make sure that we are up and ready to go. So this time next year, we should have a full-fledged mariachi band. And that is Monterey, building a foundation for students to grow and achieve.
Yay! Thank you, Erica and Kelly. That was fantastic, very inspiring, and I love the mariachi project. That's going to be great.
We're taking donations.
I will keep that in mind. I will keep that in mind. We do, I think, have a few questions. Joyce, Yesenia, do you have any questions? I
I didn't have any
Fabulous.
questions. I just wanted to say I love all the community interaction. I'm a big community volunteer. Reach out to me. I want to help however I can.
Well,
Great job.
Do you have anything? I just have a few questions. I see, so first of all, I wanted to say we are all very cognizant of the enrollment increases that you've had there and the growth. I mean, I know you all haven't been there for very long, and the growth that we're seeing is just tremendous. So we're so proud of your scholars, your students, because they're the ones doing all the hard work, right?
we have a lot of teachers
And of
here
course, they're teachers. Students first, and then the teachers, and then you all, absolutely. So I see great things in the future. So thank you very much for all of that. I'm interested in the partnerships that you were talking about relating to science.
Yes.
Is that mostly the STAR-based partnership that
is
you've got?
Starbase,
Can you-
with our fifth graders.
Can you tell us a little bit about that partnership? As you know, the district is always interested in strategic partnerships in the community that can help our students get where they need to go. And I just Googled it real quick, and it looks like it's a DoD program.
It is a DoD program.
Tell us a little bit more about
It's all
that. So your colleagues.
STEM related. And so what students have the opportunity, and I believe there is another one of our schools, Wildflower went last year.
Okay.
And so the students go all day, and they're doing hands-on experiments. So one of the things that they're doing is they're actually building a robot and writing code for how to get that robot to move. So it's completely hands-on. They're also doing some things with AutoCAD for designing, engineering, and they have 3D printers over there. So they're
Awesome.
able to print their designs on a 3D printer.
That's fantastic.
There are some astronauts and some other pilots from Peterson that are highlighting some experimental aircraft that are being tested. These students actually get to visit and see that and have the aerodynamics and things explained that are being tested that the general public doesn't get to see. So it is a full day. It's 5 Mondays of
Okay.
all day STEM and math.
Okay, so not all year long.
No,
Got it. Okay. Because I was questioning, that's one day a week for those fifth
Right,
graders,
5
but
weeks.
but in terms of balancing the rest of, and I'm assuming that if it's targeted at fifth graders, it's aligned with the curriculum that's
it is.
out there. Wow.
And which is why DoD created and developed and is reached out to fifth graders particularly.
Is it based on DoD populations? In other
No.
words, no, it's just
Because
available
we
to any.
actually have a very small.
I was going to
DoD
say, yeah,
population.
with
It's
as many
more
COD.
based on free reduced lunch numbers and the need for our students may not have the opportunity to
Yeah.
go to a military base or do hands-on science technology.
So they take a bus over to what is it, Peterson?
They do.
Ah, fantastic.
So we have half of our fifth graders going the first part of the year. And then in the spring, the second half of our fifth graders will go.
Could one of you do me a big favor and send me the contact there? I'd like to send them a note to just say thanks and what a great program. So fantastic. That's the only question that I had. The other question that I had is about your enrollment in your parent ESL programs. What is the enrollment, the adult enrollment looking like?
So it depends on, and they run several sessions throughout the year. I think right now we have about 10 parents, but in the evening, it's also open to the community. So there are
Got it.
about 15 that may be directly connected to the school or just maybe in the community.
That's great to know. That's great to know because I think other schools have had programs like that and with various success, and I think it's a really positive thing and needed in the community. So thank you so much. I appreciate you coming. Yay. So next on our agenda is Mr. Gandhi here to talk about AP exams and concurrent enrollment. Do you? Oh, sorry. I know you looked up at me like, what? So your name, it's right here on the agenda. Yes. Dr. Spencer will be talking about AP exams and concurrent enrollment. That was funny. You did.
So-
We talked about it at our work session, and you did a very good job of explaining it all.
So I'm going to start with the review of the concurrent enrollment for our district. And as highlighted, we did discuss this in our work session, but to give an overview for everyone else, for concurrent enrollment, we looked at a breakdown of 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade scholars who are participating in college courses or taking college courses, but at the same time earning high school credits from these college courses. And there are a variety of college courses that they are actually taking. Overall, for 9th grade, that's where we saw or observed the highest pass rate. And pass rate is earning a grade of C or better, as it would be if they were in the high school courses. And so we had 100% of our 9th graders to pass the courses that they were taking. We had 93.
Say that again. You want to say that again? 100%.
That means we have to keep that up.
I know. Just very excited.
We had 93% of our 10th graders to pass the courses that they were taking. We had 96% of 11th graders taking and passing the courses. And then for 12th grade, we had 86% of them taking and passing courses, keeping in mind that the courses get progressively more challenging as they go up, as it would in any college arena. When we looked at a breakdown of the grades that students receive and taking and passing the courses, for the most part, we saw the preponderance of our scholars passing with a grade of B or better, and that's collectively 63%. Earning a B or better, with the next following at 29% for those scholars who earned a C or better in their concurrent enrollment courses.
And let me just interrupt you there. Those grades are being, are those, are teachers giving those grades based on the curriculum or those grades are coming from the institution of higher education?
Those grades are coming from the institution of higher education.
Got it.
We have some of our teachers now who are teaching some of these concurrent enrollment courses, but the courses are guided based off of the curriculum from the college.
So they're being graded on the same metrics as older students who are taking them as at the traditional time that they would normally do it, not concurrent.
That's correct. Yes, that's correct. So that sums up the information for where we are with concurrent enrollment. And kudos to the high schools and actually to the middle schools as well. For the past few years, something that we've been doing at the middle school level is offering ninth grade courses in the middle school level so that once kids enter into high school, they could have completed some high school credits. This year, we're in a position where kids could complete enough high school credits to enter into high school as a second semester sophomore, which would allow them a second semester freshman. I wish it was sophomore, but second semester freshman, which would allow them to take more concurrent enrollment courses or even advanced placement courses, depending upon their track and their interests for what they would like to do. The next component, we took a look at advanced placement courses. And for advanced placement courses, one thing that we've had a tremendous amount of conversation around is making sure that we're opening up opportunities for every single scholar to participate in advanced placement courses. So unlike many other districts around the country, and even here in Colorado Springs, we do not have a criteria for our scholars to enter into advanced placement courses. It's up to them. It's their choosing. And in many cases, the administrators, the counselors, and the teachers at the high school level, they are encouraging the high school scholars to take more advanced placement courses. Rationale being, research continuously shows us that when scholars have access to advanced placement courses in high school, they fare much better when they go to college, even if they do not pass the advanced placement exam. Just the exposure to the content puts them on a better playing field than if they were not exposed to the content. So with that said, on an average, when we look at 10th through 12th grade for the scores, that the overall scores that scholars would receive on advanced placement exams, with the understanding that 3 is passing, and that's what we are aiming or shooting for, is for scholars to receive a 3 out of 5. Our average, overall average, is a 1.7. Keep in mind that is a change from the previous year, which the overall average was a 2.1. Now, we would ask, well, why is there a decline? I would say again, open enrollment. Not that we change open enrollment, because open enrollment points to the exposure and the access, regardless of how well you do on that exam, provides you a better opportunity to do well when you are in college. If we were to actually use some of the criteria that many districts around the state and around the country, and those districts that are right here in Colorado Springs use, on average, our average score would have been a 2.5, which would have been a remarkable upswing, a 0.8 tenths of a point of an upswing. And that would have put us at 48% of our scholars earning a 3 or higher on the assessment versus 19% of our scholars earning a 3 or higher. So although these percentages and these scores may not be where we want them to be at this particular point, it's really looking at what is in the best interest of the scholar and providing the scholar the exposure, with the understanding that there's additional support at the high schools that's being provided to assist and make sure that our high school scholars are getting some support around some of these areas for the advanced placement. Another component that we are looking at this year is what we call the advanced placement potential. And this data really highlights for us, are we ensuring that those scholars who are projected to do better on the exams, they're actually taking the course? So making sure that not scrutinizing that who gets to take which course, but making sure that those scholars who are definitely prone to do better in a particular course, that they're taking that course in addition to whichever other courses they are choosing to take. And so we are in the process of setting targets for advanced placement and concurrent enrollment for monitoring for the upcoming year. But just to know, we do anticipate some improvement in advanced placement performance and outcomes. However, keep in mind, it may not necessarily look like some of our counterparts because they have a set criteria or a specific criteria in which they allow scholars to engage in advanced placement, and we do not.
I think that may be the understatement of the evening, that we may not look like some other districts in this respect. So yes, it's very true. This is a very unique approach. So, thank you very much. I think the conversation that we had at our work session was really productive. It's pretty dense. There's a lot of data going on here. There's a lot to dig into. And so we had a good, productive discussion about why exactly, is this a productive thing for our students? I thought that was a really useful conversation. A lot of our questions got answered at the time. So we appreciate that. Do my fellow board members have any questions? Good. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Spencer. Thank you. So next we have item number 5, communicating with the public. So we have Carlos Lozano from the YMCA. Welcome. Specifically from the Southeast Armed Services YMCA, which is the best YMCA. Absolutely. Thank you for being here tonight. We're excited to see you. Is the mic over here? Is the mic over here? It should be turned on.
There he goes. All right. Thank you, everybody, for the opportunity to come up here and speak to you. I am working on week 3 as a new executive director for the Southeast Armed Services Y, as well as the Fountain Valley Y. So this is a great opportunity for me to come up and just talk about what we're doing and how we want to improve and how do we want to make the Y the focal point of what this community can do. And for me, it starts off with our mission, to put Christian principles into practice through programs that build healthy spirit, mind, and body for all. The last piece is really what's most important for me and for everybody else, is that for all, for everybody. We don't turn anybody away. Right now we have over 8,300 members at the YMCA. 32% of those members are on scholarships that we offer through the YMCA. This year we're projected to give out $280,000 worth of scholarships to our participants and members at the Y. That's amazing that we're able to do that, considering our annual support campaign only raised $75,000. But we're not going to turn anybody away. And that's really what's most important for us, is to make sure that we do whatever we can as a community resource to help this community, to be that positive influence for everybody that comes to the Y. We are the Armed Services Y, but that's not the only people that we serve. And for that, we want everybody to realize that everybody comes to the Y. This is the best YMCA in the whole association. I feel so strongly about it because on a daily basis, we truly live our mission. We truly help folks on a consistent basis that come through our doors, whether it be through financial assistance or just that support. And one of those ways we can support, again, is through our contribution to help the community. Right now, we are looking at, we have started up a program to help our youth. Of course, we're right in proximity. We're next door neighbors to Sierra High School, but that we're not limiting that to Sierra. So what we're doing right now is offering a GPA program scholarship. So if kids come in and they have a 4.0, our youth membership for the Y is $30. But if somebody comes in with a 4.0 and shows us a report card, we're going to automatically give them a $20 scholarship. So their membership will only be $10. So that's huge. If they come in with a 3.5, we'll give them a $15 scholarship. If they come in with the 3, we're going to give 10. Anybody from 3 on, we're going to give a $10 scholarship. But it doesn't stop there, because even if that price is still too much, we're going to give them more if we can. And what we're trying to do is emphasize that we can get kids to come to the Y, stay to the Y, and enjoy what we're offering, the programs that we want to offer to everybody. And the programs that we offer are great, but it's still not enough. And what I'm hoping to do is be able to reach out to groups like yourself to realize what is important to this community. What does the Y need to offer more to help those youth, those families come in and be a bigger and better part of what we can do. So we're starting with that. We're also inputted a satellite program from the Pikes Peak Work Center. So they're there every Wednesday to help this community. They're there to make sure that those who cannot travel all the way over to get the help and the resource they need, they can actually come to the Y from a satellite point of view and be assisted there at the Y. So that's what we're doing there to help out. We're also, which program that I'm just now getting involved with and really is near and dear to amazing things that we do, is our Panorama program. Right now, 4 days out of the week, the adaptive PE program comes to the Y. It's an amazing thing to see when we have those kids who just light up because they get to come and have PE class at the YMCA. It's huge for them to do that. And it's such a great feeling to see these kids just enjoying daily and what we can do there for them. The other aspect is the science program, which is hopefully is just going to continue to grow. Last year we had a great turnout for our cardboard boat program build off, which was
I heard
great,
that was
which was
very
great,
exciting.
though some of them didn't quite make it all the way across the pool, so they had to swim across. That was okay. They still went through the whole effort to build something like that, to see what they can do, from all the research it took through it to the type of duct tape they're going to use, whether it's duct tape, whether it's Gorilla Tape, everything of that nature. They went through the whole resource of trying to figure that stuff out with the help of what we can do at the Y to enhance the science program. And we're doing that again this year. And we're trying to hopefully expand it down, not just to one class, but multiple classes coming in. And what I would like to do for our program for D2 is I have this wonderful clubhouse at the Y. It's great. Has all these computers, has a 3D printer. We have the green screen. We have a lot of ability to do a lot of things here. We even have a recording studio inside there. How can we, as a Y, turn that into something that D2 can use on a consistent basis? It is there throughout the day that's not getting utilized as much as I would like it to get utilized. It's utilized great in the afternoon after school for kids to come in, but throughout the day, Panorama comes in, they enjoy it. Why can't we expand that even more? Utilize what we're doing there. It is great to see those kids enjoying what the Y can offer for them on a consistent basis. With also that being said, we're trying to move forward with everything that's going on at the Y. From our military programs, those of you haven't heard of Operation Kid Comfort, which is a tearjerker program if you've never been around there. So Operation Kid Comfort is we have a group of lady volunteers who actually handmade quilts for kids whose parents, one or the other, is deployed. So we have these kids come in the fourth Friday of every month, and they're presented a blanket or a pillow that has pictures of either their mom or their father that have been deployed. It is touching, it is heartbreaking to see these kids just embrace these pillows and these blankets that we have. But that's something that we do for the community, and it's also free for them to come in and have this program. We've missed out a little bit since our 21st Century Grant ended for the Y. So a big emphasis right now is how do we get everybody back into the Y? How can we help get the funding for them? And I think that we have the ability to do that. We're all going to have to get creative with grants and things of that nature. But it is vital, it is important to us. Today as a group, my staff and I talked about the emphasis on teen suicide that's very prevalent right now. We had another incident happen up north yesterday. It is something that we're taking very serious and very, very dear to our hearts of what we want to do. We have a director that's on several committees for the teen suicide. We really need to look closely as a Y and how we can help prevent this. If it means offering free memberships to 7th and 8th graders that are just going to be coming up and be attending one Sierra right next door to us or any other programs, we need to look at that. Right now, the Y up north has a 7th grade initiative. So every kid in 7th grade gets a membership to the Y. Wouldn't that be fantastic if we could do something like that here? That would be unbelievable to have all these kids come to the Y Or as we're expanding outward, maybe stay in a program at the school that we can come and help the middle school and run programs there that are going to keep them safe, teach them values, and help them move forward in a positive direction that the Y can do for them. With that being said, I want to just thank you for everything that D2 does for the Y. It is great that we're able to collaborate with you guys tremendously. And I look forward, as my tenure continues to grow, to build up the relationships that we have with you guys. It is important to me. I am a kid that was helpful, that was very helpful throughout growing up. It was just me and my mom. So single mom, didn't have any money, but folks like yourselves, the community, the school, who helped something like a program like the YMCA, allowed me to be able to come up and stand before you and say, together, the Y, D2 can make something great happen in this community. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Wait, don't go away yet. We probably
Questions?
have we've got some questions for you.
All right.
But first I want to say thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
Where did you come to us from?
I came from Houston, and I've been in the
Got
Springs
it.
for about a year and a half.
Some of your neighbors might be here. We've had some relocations from Houston lately. So
I've been here for
welcome.
about a year and a half. I was actually the director
Good.
of operations for the Fountain Y as well as the Southeast Armed Services Y
got
before
it.
getting this formation.
Fantastic. Well, the Southeast Y is as you've seen, a tremendous partner for us. I have a quick question about the lab that you referred to.
Yes,
So what do you call it?
we call it our computer clubhouse.
Computer Clubhouse.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it. Sounds like a makerspace to me.
It is. It is
Yeah.
to a certain extent, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is it open on the weekends and available?
Right now, it currently isn't, but that's something
Got
that's expansion that I'm looking at trying to do. So I am trying to work with also the makerspace in the Springs to see what we can do to help build that as well.
That's exactly what I'm looking at. I've got a seventh grader who's obsessed with robotics right now, and so these things are. So Pikes Peak Library District obviously has up at 21C has got a fantastic program, and that kind of a partnership. I'm sure if it were able to be, I understand staffing and things like that, but open on the weekends, boy, you'd have a waiting list.
Right, and that's
I'm
what
sure.
we're hoping to expand towards right now.
Fantastic. Well, that's exciting. Ladies, do you have any questions?
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
And then you also mentioned a 21st century grant, and I kind of missed some of that.
Yeah. So last year we were funded by the 21st Century Grant. So last year that funding ended at the beginning of last year. So that grant allowed us to give basically pretty much all of the high schoolers coming through from Sierra free membership and others
Got
coming for free
it.
membership to the Y. So we had a good core of youth activity happening at the YMCA. But when that program ended, that funding ended, we lost a lot of our youth memberships because of the fact that there wasn't enough funding for them, or
Okay.
we just were having a struggle at times getting proper signatures, things like that at times.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'll be curious to know what it is that we as a district can do to help out. Obviously, that's a real asset for the students there. So let's talk a little bit more about what we can do to make sure
Fantastic.
that works out for you.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's anything. I'm not familiar with the situation. So thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, so we have, we're ahead of schedule. Yay! So we have communicating with the, we have public comment is next, and I have a few, thanks, Christine. I have a few people signed up on our visitor sign-in sheet. I'm not sure that everybody who signed up on our visitor sign-in sheet is wanting to address the board, but I will recognize you just in case. First of all, we have David Hoagland. Got it. Are you interested in addressing the board, or are you just here to visit? Okay, great. So I have a statement here that I'm going to go ahead and read. So members of the public who desire to address the board on any topic related to board work are welcome to do so at this time. Speakers are requested to limit their remarks to not more than 3 minutes, to appoint a spokesperson if the concern is a group concern, and to supplement verbal presentations with written reports if necessary or desired. Personal attacks will not be allowed. Although the board does not respond to public comment, we will review the information presented and provide responses as needed. So, Mr. Hoagland, you're welcome. No, yeah, actually, you can come here to this podium for public comment. That's a little bit easier for us. Oh, hold on. We need to get the. Can you put it in the? Can you put it in the thing there? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
David Hoagland. I live in District 2. My son is a charter school, public school. I'm a charter school student. However, he does play baseball at Harrison High School. And I'm here to talk about tonight the thrill of victory, which we had none, but we had a lot of agony of defeat. And I, having had a season like that my senior year in high school, I know what that can be. And one of the things I'd like to see at Harrison is develop student athletes. And I think the board needs to be aware of the situation there with the baseball program. It needs help drastically. It looks on their faces after losing 16 games. Some scores as high as 32-2 football scores. I don't think it's the type of results the district wants and to send that kind of message to the kids that they need help. I've talked to Dave Hogan and the principal there at Harrison High School, and we're going to have a meeting with the coach on Thursday morning. But that's the beginning. One thing I'd like from the board, if possible, is help with clarification of budgets, goals and objectives, and academic standards. Some of the best students are athletes. That's usually the case, but that's not necessarily so. Actually, do in baseball. So we need help. Don't want to run out of time, but like I said, I am meeting Thursday. Whatever support the board can render, I would appreciate it. But I wanted you to be aware of the situation there. A lot of these kids come there with full intentions of developing their skills, but they're way behind. So that's something we have to do. Reach out to elementary schools, junior highs, and as a parent, I'm not so much concerned. My son, by the time we get the ball rolling, he'll be on his way to all of them. But I'm concerned about a lot of the kids that don't have the support and need the encouragement, so they can merge it with their academics as well as athletic performance. So we can have some more thrill. We have some thrill.
And not just the agony.
Not
of the
just
deed.
agony, because I know what that feels like. It's not good. It's not good. They go home. Who knows what they go home to? And then they just get initiated. You can see the looks on their faces when they get off the bus. I've been there. We had an 0-9 season my senior year, but we had some victories my first 3 or 4 years. Not 0-16. So that's about it. I can leave my number. Contact number is okay. Or do
You can
want
provide it
written
to
down?
you can provide it to Christine rather than announcing it to the whole room. You can provide it to Christine, and then she can connect.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hoagland. Next, we have Jeannie Orozco, who I believe is here with, may have left, was here with, oh, you are here? Yeah, exactly. Yes, it did. Fantastic.
Okay, so my name is Jeannie Orozco, and my son goes to Sierra High School. It is in concurrent enrollment, so I have some questions in regards to that, and I don't know if the board can address that appropriately or not, or I can make different time. But he's in a GT program, which is considered guaranteed transfer. So I think my question really is, we found out that some of those credits are not guaranteed transfer credits. He's working hard for his associate's degree by the time he graduates high school, but the University of Chicago has showed him metered interest and has asked him to come and visit. Unfortunately, they do not accept any of his college credits that he's done or will have completed at high school. And so I think that's a concern, because for him, he's like, now he's cutting out all these colleges that are interested in him based off the fact that they're not going to accept his 2 years associate's degree. So that was my concern number one, and I have another one, but I'm sure I can get it by the same one.
Absolutely, yeah. We don't really have an opportunity to answer questions like that here, but your staff has heard and the superintendent have heard your question. And if you will, I know Christine is outside with Mr. Hoagland. If you would leave, I've got your email address here, but you might want to leave your phone number with her. Great. Fantastic. Thank you. Is it going to roll? Yeah, there you go. Thank you. And then next we have Mike Gorman. You're, and I'm going to rat you out because you said it here. You are studying for your MPA at Villanova, and you're taking notes. How are we doing? Are we doing okay? Good. Okay. Thank you very much. Welcome. We're happy to have you. And that's all that we have signed up this evening. So moving on to item number 9, the board consent agenda. We have, did I miss something?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I moved right past them. I'm sorry, I skipped a whole page. Monitoring board, we're on item number 7, monitoring board performance. And we have the annual work plan. Norma, I have some notes on the annual work plan, a few dates that we can now fill in because we know when the winter legislative conference is. No, I'll give them to you offline, but we talked about it before the meeting. Some of the highlights is that we will be conducting interviews for our new round of board interns. The first week of October, we'll have some high school students who will come and sit with us and be with us for our board work. So we're very excited about that. We have the State of the District Luncheon coming up at the end of October, which is very exciting. Very much looking forward to that and seeing you all there. And then we do need to find out one of the most important events of the year. Our Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year banquet is in February. We need to pin down a date for that. So, does anybody else have any changes or comments that they want to make about the work plan? Nope. Okay. Moving on to item number 8, superintendent consent agenda. You have both the September personnel report and the August financial statement in your packets. Have you had a chance to review those? Are there any questions or comments?
We don't get donation pages anymore.
Shelley? Hi. Is this your first submission to, or maybe second submission to?
Okay.
So, we will get the one that was to be in this packet at our next meeting. Good. Thanks for catching that. Do you have any questions? Okay. So I would entertain a motion to approve the superintendent's consent agenda.
I move to approve the superintendent consent agenda items as stated.
Do I have a second?
I second.
So a motion by Mrs. Torres, second by Ms. Lee. Any discussion?
No.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. The superintendent consent agenda is approved as presented. So then we'll move on to the board consent agenda. On that, we have a number of items. We have the August 2nd work session minutes and the August 25th board meeting minutes. Are there any changes to those?
There were 2 minor ones.
So the ones that are in the packet are corrected, or? Okay. And then we have our indicator report for OE3 treatment of stakeholders, our OE monitoring report for financial planning, OE10 communicating with the public, and OE13 facilities. And we had extensive discussion about all of those reports at our last work session, and agreed that it was appropriate for them to go on the consent agenda. So are there any final questions or comments about those? We grilled them pretty good last time, so. So I would entertain a motion to approve the board consent agenda.
I move to approve the board consent agenda items as stated.
I second.
Motion by Mrs. Torres, second by Ms. Lee. Any discussion? No? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Nope. Motion carries. And with that, we are out of items and we are adjourned.
Thank you.